So, welcome everybody. I am DJ Venom Turner Christopher, they call me, or also King of the Bling. So, we are here with the Kingdom of Blingdom, KoB Leadership Lounge, and Elite Blingers. And today we're going to talk about stuff. Oh, yep, that's right, stuff. Paparazzi stuff, to be exact. And we appreciate you coming in. You're more than welcome to come join us in one of our live Zoom conferences. Just message me and I will give you a link. But if you are watching us right now or you are on our YouTube channel, I definitely ask you to subscribe. And of course, like all social media personalities, I'm going to ask you to click on that notification button that is a bell, which is going to give you all the notifications, let you know when we go live. But hey, don't forget to put a thumbs up too while you're there. And you know what? Let's just click all the links, right? Don't want to leave anybody feeling out. Click that share button and make sure you send it out to one of your teammates or your partners in paparazzi. So with no other business as far as that's concerned, we're going to move into the prayer. Yes, that's right. We're going to speak to our Maker and ask Him for a lot of blessings. So, dear Lord, as always, we come to you, and we come to you as we're seeking this knowledge and we're seeking these goals. We're looking for ways to make our businesses provide what you're offering to us, Lord. So we just ask you to keep our hearts and minds open to this and let us have the ability to implement it. But more importantly, Lord, we just ask that you put a healing hand over every one of us and those that we connect with. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So without anything else needing to be taken care of, I want to welcome everybody that's here. Hello, hello, hello. We have been spending the last few minutes sending out links. So hopefully everybody that is going to be coming is either on their way or planning to join us. But for now, I have Jules, Marcy, Faith, Crystal, Teresa, Joyce, June, and Sarah all joined in here with me. And then I'm sure there'll be others coming in and out as we go. So anybody want to say anything before we start off? Anybody have any victories or struggles or anything that we want to mention? Go ahead.
I am nervous for Wednesday and excited.
And what is Wednesday? Remind me.
Blingers Island.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now that Blingers Island will post tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're Central Time, Mountain Time, whatever time, make sure you do the math. But at the midnight hour, when the midnight hour close in hand. So when the midnight hour hits, we are into the new month, and that is when Blinger Island will begin. So watch for that post because it will have the terms and conditions of Blinger Island, and it will probably also have a spot for you to say, yes, put me on the island and send the boat away.
I just want to give a shout out to Marcy because she wasn't feeling good yesterday and she still went live. And then today she also got on the Fashion Fix waiting list. So I am super proud of her.
You know what? While you're saying that, Faith, I want to just give you and Marcy both the same shout out because with Marcy putting her in that extra work and making sure that she was able to get live this month or active. I'm sorry, not live. You just get live. But becoming active, which is, a testament in itself, she has become your third sponsor that is active this month, which just made you director for the first time. Yes.
I know. Helen and I are both so excited. Helen was jumping up and down yesterday or Sunday, whichever day, and I wasn't because, well, my back hurts, but I was cheering in my own way.
There you go. Yeah, so congratulations to both of you. And you know what? There's I see that you've done it now, right? You got 3 people active underneath your team and your leadership, and you've done really good at doing that. And so now I just hope that everybody continues that, and we get you more and more and more sponsors, so that way you can have more and more and more OV, so that you can go from director to premier director and then into executive director. And well, let's just not stop there.
Oh, we're not stopping.
Amen. Amen. So, Marcy, kudos to you and great job. Hello, Miss Christina. Welcome. I see you for the first time in a minute. You're on camera today.
Yes, hi. I think
How
this
are
is the
you?
first time I've ever turned my camera on. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, what's going on with you and your business? You got anything you want to celebrate, or any victories or struggles?
Mom. So I finally created new release albums for stuff that I have on the way, and I did those yesterday and sold a few pieces, and then I started creating albums for my in-stock stuff today. And I've gone live twice today. I promised myself I'd go live 3 times, even if it's a couple short ones, and I sold a couple pieces on the second live. So I was like, yay. So just trying to boost my algorithms, get things going so I can prepare for a strong September.
Very, very cool. I love it. I love it. So, you're showing to be the workhorse. You're definitely one that I'm watching, as in that all in category, or as Marissa has her 45 club. Are you in that?
Yes, I am.
Yep, I figured you would be. That does not surprise me one bit.
Absolutely. And I love it. It's nice too. And I'm going to try doing that 30-day boot camp starting tomorrow too.
Yes. You know what? I wanted to mention that if anybody, okay, look, we got a lot going on in Blingers, right? And in KoB as well. But if you are interested in doing that boot camp and you want to do it with hundreds to thousands of people at the same time, Andrea Hutchison is starting the boot camp tomorrow with an organized system, and she's going to do daily challenges and things like that. So if you're not involved in that, I definitely recommend it. I know me and Marissa have talked about like getting our teams together and doing the boot camp and starting from a certain point and all of us doing it. But I mean, to be honest with you, we've got a lot going on right now that's something that would be great if you, as a consultant or teammate, decided to get involved with that. And if any of you decide that you want to even like get a bunch of people together and lead them into this and have accountability partners, just check out Andrea Hutchison. Make sure that you're a member of that 30-day boot camp, and then follow what she's instructing, and that'd be great. And Christina, I'm glad to see that you're going to do it. I'm anxious to see how you feel about it, and keep us informed as you're maybe as you come into these Zoom conferences, and since you're in here regularly, maybe you can keep us updated as to what they're doing and what you're doing and how you're liking it and so forth.
And unmute myself. Absolutely. I would love to.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, if you like, I know that there's a sign up post, right? That everybody goes and they say that they're going to commit to it or whatever. If you happen to come across that or see it, feel free to send it to me, because, I'm currently not necessarily following for that reason. I do follow Andrea Hutchison, but I am not a part of this series of the boot camp, but I would like to be able to pass that information on to others. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Christina. Hello and welcome, Miss Marissa Clark. How are you, BB? Remember, everybody, she's the blonde blinger, BB.
Hey guys, sorry it's kind of a busy afternoon. Got a lot of things going on, but I wanted to pop in, see what you guys are chatting about, and if I can help anyway.
Oh, well, awesome. So June was just saying that she's a little nervous for tomorrow because of the Blinger Island, but I just assured her that you are going to be putting out a post today at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, aka midnight,
That's right.
starting the new month, that will give people some understanding and direction, as well as a place to commit to signing up toward, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it's okay to be nervous, but be excited, because it's just like it's a new baby. Like, it's a new month, it's a new beginning of new things, and I think it's going to be really fun this time around.
I know it's going to be fun, because I had fun the first time around, and like you're saying, it's like a new baby. You know what, boy, I tell you, if you guys get involved in this and you take advantage of what's meant in this Blinger Island and the push that it's going to give you, I guarantee you that you're going to enjoy yourself, and you're going to work, and you're going to benefit in your business.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Christina.
Okay, what's this Blinger Island? I couldn't be in the live or this meeting yesterday because my daughter was getting her stitches taken out, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, that's definitely not the focus of today's topic, but yesterday it was a big focus. You might want to go back and watch that as a replay, but I'm sure Marissa can give you just like a quick rundown on it if she has time. If not, I can.
Okay, thank you.
I can. Okay, so last year we did Survivor Island, and this year we're doing it again as a team. And so you can sign up and do it. You don't have to. It's not mandatory, but it will push you basically into new limits. And what we have is Blinger's Island, and if you get kicked off of Blinger's Island, you get down to Exile Island. And it actually, I've never been a Survivor thing, but it came from Trent Kirby, and I won out of the elites. I had won the Exile Island. So I replicated it from that. And so it'll start tonight at 9 o'clock, and you'll see a post about it too, in more details. We'll talk more about it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So again, before I talk about a few things that I'd like to talk about, does anybody have anything that they want to, any struggles, anything that they want to shout out, maybe a victory or a recognition to a teammate, anything like that? Welcome, Stacy, and welcome, Kara. Stacy, good to see you. It's been a couple minutes since we've seen each other, right?
Yeah, probably. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm always good. Even when I'm bad, I'm good. Or I'm good at being bad, whatever. I don't know. There's sayings that go along with it, but I don't care. I am just glad to have some coffee right now. I'm getting I know, June, right? I'm getting my first cup of the day, and oh yes, this is good stuff. I don't even care what creamer she uses at this point. So it looks like nobody has anything to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of discussion with you guys. But first, I want to give you this disclaimer. The information and everything that I'm telling you right now is going to be extracurricular, let's say. Okay. I don't want this to be your focus. I don't want this to be your go-to, and I don't want this to be your suck hole of time. Okay. I don't want you guys to put a lot of time into this where you're not able to put time into your business. Your business is priority, should be priority, and this could easily become a distraction to what I'm about to talk to you about. But at the same time, it's also extremely powerful, useful tool if done correctly in that mature tone, right? So recently I have been, as a disabled dad and, business owner here, I do a lot of my business and behind the scenes, right? Like I don't necessarily have to go on camera and go live and do those kind of things. I can do everything I can do from, the comfort of my home and be able to work my laptop and socialize and be able to speak to all of you like we are now, right? And because I have so much time available to be able to do those things, it makes it easy for me to be able to put myself out there in more ways than one. And I have a purpose or a goal to eventually become not only one of the 7-figure earners in paparazzi, but at the same time, my goal is to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of other paparazzi consultants to follow right along behind me, hopefully picking up all of the breadcrumbs that I'm leaving behind. So with that said, I've been going into the Clubhouse, which is now available for iPhone and Android. Originally, it was only available for iPhone, so I wasn't able to get involved. I will tell you that there's a lot of leaders that support it, and there's a lot of leaders that necessarily don't get involved with it because of that fact that it could be a time suckle. But what I want to offer to all of you is I've been going into the Clubhouse on a regular basis. And because I do a lot of speaking, it's kind of common that when I go into Clubhouse, it doesn't matter what room I go into, I seem to get pulled up onto the stage. Now, the way Clubhouse works is there's a hallway where there's a bunch of rooms attached to, right? You consider like in a schoolhouse, if you go down the hallway, there's a bunch of different classrooms, right? Well, each one of these classrooms have speakers, and they have the speakers up in front of the audience, which you consider sitting in the desk, right? To speak, you have to come up to the front of the audience and you use your microphone and you talk. Sometimes there's a variety of speakers, and sometimes it's a variety of different topics. So most commonly, there's rooms in there for paparazzi. And I'm going to be real with you and tell you that some of them are for emotional situations. That when you are a paparazzi consultant, sometimes there's groups in there that will help you go through some of the troubles that paparazzi consultants have. There's other groups that are, more prominently involved in like sales. There's some that are just involved with paparazzi social hour. I have been asked to lead a group or a club in there that was already previously made, but I was asked to not only take the admin position, but basically relaunch the club and own it as if it were my own. So with that being said, I'm offering Marissa another leader position with me so that me and her, or a group of us, can go in there and lead these discussions and be able to teach and train. So the group that I have is called $5 Talk and Questions and Answers, which my purpose is planning to be to do exactly what we do in these Zooms, right? Well, we have a little bit of socializing, but the majority of it is paparazzi talk and being able to, build our businesses. And that's exactly what I want this club to be. But at the same time, because we have so much of us that do like invoicing and shipping and all of those different things, right? And like I'm looking around right now and I'm seeing so many of you are working and doing your normal 9 to 5 business hours, whatever you do. But you're working and doing your business at the same time that you're in these. And that's the Clubhouse is great for that. If you want to be able to just listen to some great conversation and still be able to do your work, that's perfect. If you get into Clubhouse and you push the work aside to be in Clubhouse, then I don't necessarily want to promote that. But I am going to be looking for people within KoB and Elite Blingers that like these Zoom conferences, or even that have never been to a Zoom conference, but I want to open up that door to all of us. So if anybody needs an invite to Clubhouse and they want to check it out, just send me a private message and I will get you an invite, or I will, if I don't have any invites left, because it's like you get so many invites per month, right? And so if I use up my invites, then I know who I've invited and I will ask them to invite someone for me. So together we can all get into there and be able to use that as a resource. And Marissa, you're a Clubhouse member too, so maybe you could give them a little bit of thought on that.
Absolutely. So as Chris said, it can be used as a tool for good, or it can be used as a time waster, and really anything can. So, TV, game system, whatever it is for you, just be diligent in what you're doing. So if you mark off an hour for, I'm going to listen to training, 1 hour from 2 to 3, whatever it is, then go in and get out. Same with these Zooms. That's why Chris has really made an amazing form for us to come in for 1 hour, have our discussion. Sometimes it runs over, but we know that we have set aside this 1 hour. And so I suggest that you guys do the same thing. If you do want to plug into Clubhouse, there is amazing information that you can get there, but remember that this is not run by paparazzi. So just be careful and use it to your advantage. Use it for what you can get out of it. And I'm excited to come in there. It's not going to be on a super regular basis for me, but I am going to come in there and maybe like guest some chats, and maybe you can bring in some potentials or whatever it ends up being. I think that there can't be anything wrong with it as far as helping other people. So I'm for it. And if you guys want to, give it a try, it's not really that you're adding one more thing to your plate. It's just that you're going to take that 1 hour of training or 30 minutes or whatever it is that you are going to set aside, and you're just going to have it be Clubhouse that day.
When does it start, Chris?
So at this point, it's not a scheduled thing. It's one of the situations that, if you feel like you got some time and you want to jump in there and just listen, go to Clubhouse and look at the available paparazzi rooms that are there. If my room happens to be available, then I would definitely encourage you to jump into it. But at the same time, excuse me. But at the same time, I am currently right now, like the room has been inactive for quite a while. And the girl that's offered the club to me has let me know that it's been inactive for a while. But at the same time, there's also been there's a lot of members in there, right? So there's like over 500 members in this club. So I'm basically being handed that. So the club is called $5 Talk and Q&A. Okay. And I'm going to write that into the chat here.
So you won't have a specific day and time
sorry?
that you won't have a specific day and time that you run it?
Not at this point. It does let me put schedules up so that I can schedule the sessions. And once I do schedule the sessions, it will show up in your feed as a schedule. And if you've, it's a lot like, Facebook, and the fact that if you click the notification thing, it will give you notifications. Like if you join the club as a member, it'll give you notifications when we go on and things like that. But I'm going to be straight up and honest with you guys that I've only used it as a speaking tool. This is the first time I've been asked to actually lead the room or a club. So a lot of it is new to me, and I'm still learning a lot of it. But I am also looking for some people that maybe have that little bit of extra time and enjoy doing the same type of things that I'm doing, and then I can appoint more and more leaders that can help make sure that the room stays open so that it becomes more and more available besides just myself trying to run it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I could just have a second, I absolutely love Clubhouse. I mean, I learned so much from being in that room, like every morning at 8 a.m. when I think it's kind of died down a little bit. I don't even get the notifications as much anymore when they're on, but it used to be every morning at 8 a.m. And yeah, it was long-winded, and I probably never got to finish a show because I would go live or whatever. But in my opinion, I feel so bad that that they don't like it because they consider it a time sucker. Because for me, and this is just for me, it's so much easier to listen and pay attention to, because if I'm watching like a live Zoom, I mean, I like a live, like
don't just hold her up in the air, Jaden. Hold on to her and let her be flat.
like something in like Training with Rock Stars, like I feel obligated to sit and watch the person. So those are harder for me to sit and do. I feel like that for me is more of a time sucker because like I said, there's visual going on. Like you can't hear people's questions because they type them in. So just like this Zoom is so much easier to multitask with, just like Clubhouse is. So I absolutely love it. I was an avid listener daily. I learned so much. If you want, I would love to participate and help with anything. I think it's a great tool because I think it's one of the ones where you can definitely multitask and learn at the same time. And again, that's just my opinion.
No, and I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not muted right now. But I totally agree with you. I just searched your name, Stacy, and I followed you. You know, and that's what I encourage anybody to do. If you guys want to search my name, which is the exact same, Christopher DJ Venom Turner. Actually, I forgot to change it in here today, but Christopher DJ Venom Turner. If you search that in Clubhouse, you should find me. And if you follow me, I will follow you back. And if I do follow you back, I will invite you to the club that I'm speaking of. And, you know, we'll just go on from there. If you join, you join. If you don't, you don't. I will tell you, I've learned a lot in Clubhouse. Look, I'm going to tell you guys some stuff that I've learned. I've learned that there is an app called Google Lens. So any of you that have ever struggled with trying to find the picture or the description or the name of a piece of jewelry, this Google Lens I found, and I haven't tried it out yet, so this is a disclaimer. If you use this Google Lens app, you can put the piece of jewelry on a background, take a picture of it, load it into the Google Lens app, and Google will look for anything that identifies the same as that jewelry does. And if it can recognize that jewelry and find another picture of it, it will give you all of its results. And I've heard
so
from
awesome.
some people that it is marvelous. I'm sorry?
Oh, I just said that is so awesome.
Right? Sarah, I was telling another, I was in a Clubhouse last night and Sarah heard me tell somebody else that right after I had learned it. And she's like, why haven't you told me this? And I'm like, because I literally just heard about it, you know? But it's, you know, and I've also heard that, you know, sometimes the results come up ill, you know, and there's nothing there. But look, I mean, if that will save you the time, that's what these tools are for, right? So that's something that I learned there. Another thing that I learned there is that I'm not exactly sure the understanding of it. I don't want to assume that this is the way it actually works. But when we have new releases like today, and then say they sell out, like let's say there's this perfect hair bow that you really wanted, okay, and then all of a sudden they sell out. Well, apparently, and I'm still learning this, okay, but I've witnessed that at about anywhere from 3 o'clock in the morning my time to 5 o'clock in the morning. Remember, I'm Pacific Standard Time, so you adjust your time accordingly. But around that time, what happens is paparazzis recalculated all of their numbers, all of their inventory for everything that's been ordered, and any of the canceled orders and things like that. Well, they come back and they say, oh, well, we ran out of stock of this hair bow, but we've come and recalculated, and we come to find out that there's 120 of them available. They will re-release those at that time when they find that that's the case. They'll re-release those in between those, and they don't do a bulk re-release like they do for the noon hour for me. But what they do is when they recalculate, everything that recalculates will be uploaded back into the back office. So what I've found in Clubhouse is those people literally just take they'll get into one of, there's specifically like a Clubhouse room where they all gather, and they will chat with each other, and then, okay guys, look, that iridescent just dropped, go get it, and they rush to go get it just like we do in noon. And sometimes you're successful in it and sometimes you're not. They do go rather quickly, but if anybody's ever looking for that second chance and you're up that early hour in the morning, that's something that you may want to consider. So that's 5 a.m. or I'm sorry, 3 a.m. to I've been told about like 6 a.m. The sweet spot would be 4 a.m. And remember, I'm talking about Pacific Standard Time, so I can't necessarily do the breakdown for everybody where you're at. But Pacific Standard Time, 4 o'clock is the sweet spot. Yeah, 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I would never have known that had I went to the clubhouse, right? And I think I just recently told Marissa that, and she was like, "Wait, what? What did you just tell me?" So there is a lot of useful information in Clubhouse, but like I said, disclaimer, don't let it be a stuck hole.
My alarm is set for 4 a.m. already.
There you go.
Just kidding. Just kidding, but I'm not kidding because I'm probably going to check that out.
That's awesome. Thank you, Faith, for downloading that and following me. I definitely sure appreciate it. And we will have more and more. And when you join into the club, when you join into my actually club, you'll be able to see more and more members that you may know, and then you can follow each other. And it's really, honestly, like, I find it to be a really great, useful tool. But I will not lie to you all. I do see the negative side of it too. So if you are aware of that and you adult really well, then it may be something that you might want to consider to help you boost your business or even boost other people's business, because that's what it's about, right? Like I've honestly had somebody approach me and say, yeah, but why, like, that's not Kingdom of Blingdom or Elite Blingers. Like, why would you put so much effort into other people? Well, that's because that's what paparazzi does. That's why, like, I don't necessarily need to make money off of everybody in paparazzi. I want everybody to make money off of paparazzi themselves. So that's my ultimate goal. And if you're on my team, hey, I'll be glad to take those nickels and dimes, as you make your dollars. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, that's not my goal. So with that being said, that was my main topic of discussion that I wanted to have today. And it's so funny that every time I get through the point that I want to talk about, I look at the clock and we're literally right around 12:30 I'm sorry, we're at the midpoint every single time that I've done that. So it's kind of funny that it just so happens that the first half hour is on point. So with that being said, I'm going to mute my mic for a minute. If anybody wants to open their mic and have any discussion, let's do this. That's an opportunity for you to unmute and talk, just so y'all know. All right. Well, with that being said, I don't want to hear anybody complain that I talk too much. Okay? Just putting that out there. June?
You talk too much.
I'm totally laughing. I'm just on mute.
I love this group, I tell you. And this is the reason why I do this, because when we started doing these Zoom conferences several months ago, we had 4 or 5 viewers, and it gets in here to where, like, on occasion, quite often and more regularly, I'm getting 2 pages and I'm having to scroll back and forth to make sure that I'm seeing, making sure that I'm watching for hands and things like that. So it's really cool to see that this is growing, and by it growing, I'm also seeing so many of you growing too. I'm seeing those that have, like Marcy, that has come in and, now she is active, those kind of things. I see Jules, she's going live, she's working her business. I mean, Christina, you already know you're just a hustler. So I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna fill your head too full because I don't want you to float away. But I mean, you're already doing the thing. You know what I mean? And Joyce, she's come back and she's on fire. Man, she has been in the top 10 of my PV this whole month. And Joyce, I'm so proud of you for that. Like, I know the struggles and the challenges that you've gone through for you to be able to be in that position. The only thing I'm worried about is that you're putting money into your business, but you're not putting sales into it. So we got to get you selling so that you can put that money into your business without it coming from your house. So I think that we have some awesome, amazing people in here, and I just adore every one of you, whether I mentioned your name or not. I just, I appreciate you guys. Christina, go ahead.
I thought I hit the unmute and then it didn't unmute. So I know personally what I'm trying to work on right now is coming up with a schedule. And I had heard a YouTube, sorry, my daughter's next to me having a little bit of an attitude. A YouTube video, I can't remember who did it, but it was one of the paparazzi ladies, because that's what I do all weekend while I'm at work, is listen to trainings while I'm working. And it was the DMO. I think that's what it's called, DMO. Am I right?
Yes, daily mode of
So
operation.
yeah. So I've been putting and I really appreciate you putting that or sharing. I'm gonna go in my office right now. She's up my butt. Sharing that image of that one, because that really helps. And I'm trying to just figure out time blocking, because I know we all say that we struggle with time, and if we don't make a schedule, we're never going to have that time. So I'm trying to do that for myself, because then it's written. I'm going to have one on my fridge, one on the wall in my office. That way I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. So it's not only there in my face for me to motivate myself, but hopefully then the people that are watching me are motivated by that as well, seeing that I'm sticking to my jam,
Yeah, that's awesome. And I want you to know that I'm working with the KoB leaders right now. We're coming up with a daily mode of operations. The one that I put out there was something that was that I just found in a search, right? Or I was given to, if you guys don't know Michelle Withers, she does a lot of valuable trainings. Joyce is actually really close and following along with things that she does. And she's also been posting in Elite Blingers as well as KoB when she goes live. Last night, I believe it was. Am I right, Joyce? Was it last night?
Yes.
Okay, you want to tell them a little bit about what she did last night? Maybe that would kind of tell a little bit about what Michelle Withers is.
She had I guess it's Mikhail and Tyler from Paparazzi. I'm not real sure of the rank. I think she was gold and she was elite. Anyway, every so often she brings paparazzi people on to tell the story, to tell how their why, how they got there, some of the things, tips and tricks of what they do to get their business where it is. And also Michelle, she does these videos once or twice a week, and she'll tell you tips and tricks about boosting your algorithms, how to get viewers, how to get sales. And if you're interested in more, she does offer classes. She'll teach you how to build your business page, how to do messaging, different things. And also that ManyChat thing she does. She also does that. I've taken several of her classes. She's not that expensive. She does take payments, but she's really good at what she does.
And I just want to say, you've also taken classes that you've won, right? She gives away classes and trainings.
Yes, I won the paparazzi. Just so happened I won a 30-day paparazzi training that she did. So, she does give away classes. She gives away $25 gift certificates toward classes, just different things for different classes. But she's really good at what she does.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joyce. So let me make sure that I have her name correctly. I'm going to take a look at this real quick. It's called, well, this doesn't tell me, but her name is Michelle. Let me go on Facebook and find her.
Yeah, Michelle
Michelle.
Hess Withers.
What is that?
Michelle Hess, Hess Withers. But I think most of the time she just goes by Michelle Withers. And she has a free Facebook group, Creative Success Systems.
Yes, and I'm gonna put her link right now into the Zoom chat. Okay, so unfortunately, those of you that are on YouTube may not get this link, but it's Michelle Hess Withers, and that's a link to her group, right? And if you join that group and you become a member of it and get notifications, she will also send you text alerts to let you know when she's going live. So what I want to tell you is that Michelle Withers is she is a network marketing kind of guru, I want to say. And so she does not promote any one business, right? She has people in there from all different types of direct sales marketing and network marketing. And she is basically teaching you how to network marketing through tools like Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook pages versus Facebook groups. She's highly knowledgeable in what she teaches. And every time I go in there, I'm not even going to lie to you, that sometimes they're extremely long. Sometimes there's a lot of people in there. I go in and I listen to the majority of the content, but at a certain point, it becomes a suckhole for me too. So I, took my nuggets and I ate them and ran. But there's, because like I said, oftentimes a lot of it becomes repetitive and so forth. But you can get the nuts and the bolts of the conversation just by going in and listening. Literally, just put your phone on face down if you have to and just listen. But she does have a lot of paparazzi information up there, and I think paparazzi is probably one of her largest followings because she does talk about paparazzi quite often.
And last night she if you hashtag bling, then you'll get a pop-up message from her last night. And if you clicked on get the goodies, she had a thing where you could download and you could get what do you call those things? Engagement images.
Yes,
that we could
and they're
use
copyright free.
Yes.
Yep. And
Yes.
you know what? And that's where, Christina, the reason why I brought up all this is because that page that I had shared for you, that actually had come from her and one of her free trainings. So like Joyce says, she uses a service called ManyChat connected to her business page. And the ManyChat will do a lot of great tools for her, as well as some of the elite leaders and other people that use ManyChat and their business page. They will see it's really effective because once you put in this certain command, it automatically puts up a bot that will send you a messenger with a question or a comment or, just information leading further into the business. So if you're a paparazzi consultant per se, and you're using ManyChat, like for instance, Danielle Baker, she's another one that uses ManyChat. And so when I go to Danielle Baker and I comment stuff and so forth, her ManyChat will remind me or even notify me of when she's going live, if that's a setting that I've chosen on her ManyChat. So, but ManyChat only works with Facebook pages. I don't know a whole lot about it, but that would be a source to learn
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
And every month she sends out a new set of engagement posts and a new set of goal sheets and everything.
Yeah, and those interaction posts, they're really they're really nice. They're really well made, they're really well thought of. And then, using Facebook tools and being able to add extra little text and things like that to make it your own is even more of a plus. But she teaches you all that stuff.
Yeah.
So Christina's asking in the chat, how do we set up text alerts? Okay. So I want to let you know ahead of time that there are paid subscription services for text alerts, and then there are free ones. I've heard of, and if anybody wants to write these down, you feel free. But there is a text messaging app that costs money. It does cost a subscription, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it can get expensive. I use it, but I pay for it, and every text that goes out, you basically pay for so many texts at the beginning of the month, and as you run out, you have to pay for more texts. It is kind of expensive if you're sending out text alerts, quite often, and you end up bulking up past your levels. It can get kind of high. I'm comfortable with the amount that I spend on it because I get the same reward from the customers that come in because of the fact that I've used text alerts. And for those of you that are in the team, KoB, and you've joined my text alerts, I send every time I do one of these Zooms, I send out the text alerts to the people in my KoB leadership or team group. But at the same time, like I said, it does get kind of spendy. There's also one called Remind, which is free, but that one's specifically set up for teachers as teacher communication device. But a lot of people honestly use it. So I've heard of complications with it because of the way it's set up and so forth. I don't use it, so I couldn't tell you. But that's another thing that you can do. Another thing that you all may want to consider if you're not at a point that you want to pay for a subscription service, okay, you want to have a little bit more control. One of the things that Sarah and I first did before we moved over to this text alert system is we had opened up a Facebook Messenger group, okay? And we offered for all of our top customers or any customer that wanted to be in that group, we would add them to the group if they understood that they are not to comment and they're not to send emojis and things like that. And the reason for that is because we did not want the notification bell going off on everybody because somebody's put a smiley face or said a comment like, hey, when are you going live next? So we shut that down immediately because we don't want people leaving the group because of notifications. So we make it, we don't use it to sell our product. We don't post our pictures, nothing like that. What we did is simply when we went live, we shared to that group. And everybody that was in that group got notification that we were live. It gives them easy access to click the link. And that was exactly it. There was no other communication in there. And that worked pretty well. Every once in a while, we would have somebody that would put a rogue message in there that would, it would pertain to the group, but they would put a message because they just simply forgot that, they're in so many other groups probably that they forgot that that's a silent group. And they would type something, and then I got to just immediately go behind them and say, hey, please do not comment in here, but the answer to your question is blah, blah, blah. And that, and I'm not even gonna lie, there's some people that are petty that when that happened, I had like 3 people quit. Well, you said there was no notifications going to happen, and my phone went off 3 times back to back while I was in the doctor's office, and I just can't have that. I left. Well, you know what? See you later. That's fine. I'm okay with it. But you're going to deal with that kind of stuff too. So just it's all responsibility and adulting, you know what I mean? And you do what works for you and your business. Yeah, I think Tony says Michelle was saying not to do Manny Chat unless you have 1,500 to 2,000 monthly income. And you know what though, that is exactly true. That there are certain things that you don't necessarily want to get involved with until you get to a certain level, but also, you know, you may be one that wants to prepare, right? So, like for instance, to start like a comment sold or a paid subscription to have a shopping store, you know, you want to be able to provide enough sales to have that expense, even though it's a business expense. You know, we're trying to profit from this, right? We're not trying to put all of our money out there in all of these different ways before we have money coming in. So, Manny Chad, I would agree that you would want to make sure that you're at that level before you start a service like that that's going to cost you money. The same with the text alerts, right? If you're only selling, you know, just enough to keep yourself active or not even, then you probably don't want to put out the $30 a month or whatever to get 1,000 text messages. You know, 1,000 text messages in a 30-day period, that only allows you so many members that you're going to send those texts out to before that 1,000 is capped out. So you know, like I said, you know, we're all grown adults, we're responsible business owners, so we've got to make sure that we do that, because those spendages, they're going to pull away from our profit. And if we ever want to get to that place where we're able to retire our spouses or we're able to retire ourselves, you know, profits the key point in a lot of this. So, you know, that's what I have to say about that. So does anybody have any other questions, comments, or you know, something that we could talk about? We have another few more minutes, so we have a little bit of room here. I also want to remind everybody, new month is right around the corner. We've got hours left of this month. And those of you that are pushing for those ranks, those of you that are pushing for those LOP goals and you haven't quite hit them, it's not too late. Don't consider yourself out until time runs out. At 9 o'clock tonight, that's when you know, hey, you did all you could do. But until then, you haven't. Go ahead, Christina. You wanted to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say that I did hear about it. I haven't really looked into it yet. But there is a free version of Comment Sold called Buy It Live. So I don't know. I haven't really looked into it quite yet to see what all it entails. But that might be an option for someone if they want to do Comment Sold, but they don't want to spend the money on it.
Agreed. And there's another one too. I can't remember the name of it. Go ahead, Joyce.
Well, you know, I started my group and I bought a lot of jewelry to get back in the game. No, I haven't used household money. I've been selling a lot of stuff that I haven't used in a long time. Plus, Mom left me a little bit of money, but anyway, I used that to my, you know, for my jewelry.
Good. I get it.
But I got my group going and I posted my, you know, what I was gonna, like, you know, $5 jewelry, $4.50 shipping. But the way I'm gonna do it, because I always lost out on shipping, you know, because I had some big spenders.
Right.
But I put anything over $4.50, they would be responsible for it. Is that the right thing to do or not?
It's a catch-22 there, Joyce, and it's really your own personal preference, because here's the deal. You know, like Sarah and I, we have a $4 shipping fee that we actually want to increase to $5. And we're probably going to roll that out like real soon, like maybe even tomorrow. I got to talk to her still. I forgot about that. But what we do is, I mean, like we'll charge the $5, and oftentimes we'll hold their merchandise to ship until, you know, they've like sometimes they'll have multiple orders that go into one shipping. What Sarah does now is a lot of times she does her shipping as she sets up her shipping, she does it. And if they have not, if they still have a basket when they're purchasing orders or claims, then she just puts it in their basket and she just doesn't charge them invoicing or shipping on that invoice because they've obviously already have an invoice. And if we use a flat rate mailer, like a box, and it costs us $8 to ship out that whole box, even though we've only charged them that that one time $5 fee, you know what? I'm totally willing to eat $3 in shipping if they've purchased enough to get that box that full. You understand what I'm saying? So we personally don't necessarily make them recoup any of my losses. I take that loss as, a thank you for purchasing so much that you've put me in that position. But at the same time, you like I said, you run your business the way that you want to run your business. But there are other people that charge by the piece, they charge $5 per piece and or $5 for the first piece and then so much for the second pieces. And then there are other people that charge, so much for a bulk of pieces and then they charge more for this. Like, I personally think that the less complication there is, the easier it is for customers to follow. So, we make ours simple.
Okay. All right. I may rethink that then. I may rethink that. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're no problem at all. And I hope that helps you. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to add to that? Because shipping is a hot topic and a lot of people do theirs differently. Maybe one of you do it different or can advise Joyce. Go ahead, Christina.
So I do the same thing. I eat the cost because there's times where I make money on the shipping because their order isn't enough to, equal up to what I'm mailing it out for. So I look at it as a wash. If someone's paying $4 or $5 for shipping, but it only costed me like $3.40 to ship it out, you kind of leave that extra in there to cover you for when you have to pay extra for shipping for someone else. That's how I look at it.
There you go. There you go. And Marissa's saying in chat that she's agreeing as well, and that she charges a $4 flat rate and ships twice a week, but she needs to increase to $5 too. And I think that's kind of common. I think everybody is kind of moving to that $5 flat rate, and the more and more people that do it, to be honest with you, the more others will do it as well, and it will become kind of the standard. Right now, I think everybody's still on that standard $4 and $4.50, just because a lot of people are still doing it. But sorry, go ahead, Marcy.
I started out at $5 flat rate, and it seems to be working really well. I have not lost money on shipping, and I use Pirate Ship.
Perfect, definitely, I like that. And Pirate Ship is free, where stamps.com charges a monthly service fee. So use what is going to work for you, but again, consider your expenditures.
Yeah, I don't have a special printer or the labels or any of that fancy garbage yet either. I just use my regular paper printer.
Come on now, we don't have to call it garbage because those fancy little tools are wonderful, wonderful tools, but appropriately, you buy those tools as you build your business, right?
Exactly.
And you want your business to buy those tools. You don't want to have to not pay a bill because you had to buy a Rollo printer. Your business should buy that printer. And as much as we want you to reinvest, as much as we want everybody to reinvest, we want you to be able to reinvest in your business too, right? So when you do things like that, you make sure that you did your sales, and then if anything, at the very least, you reinvest what you've sold. Okay, if I sold 37 pieces, I need to purchase 37 pieces. If I can afford to not have any extra expenditures and I use my everything that was invoiced to me and I decide to buy 60 pieces, then that is by far like that's going to get me ahead more than just ordering the pieces that I've sold, right? If you can invest but reinvest in a way that's going to build your inventory, I definitely support it and think that that's going to be what is going to set you above the bar. And you know what? Here's the thing. I hear so many people, especially in Clubhouse, not necessarily in these groups, but I hear a lot of people that say, "Oh, I'm not ready to build a team yet. I don't have the ability. I don't want to train nobody. Whoop, 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 all those things." But let me tell you something. Once you start building a team, regardless of whether you're a leader or not, once you start building a team, as long as you tag those people and plug those people into the leadership that is available and the training that is available, then you are going to want to eventually be able to live with a pretty good cushion of being able to have that team commission check come in, as well as your own personal inventory money coming in. And, you know, I'm going to be real with you and tell you that, like, when Sarah's working her business and she's selling all of her jewelry, hey, you know what? It looks like we are superstars living large with the money that we're making, right? That's not necessarily true, though, because Sarah has that money that comes into Square is business money, and very rarely is it used for anything other than shipping supplies, business, being able to reinvest. And because she has it separate and she's not using that money and it's completely being used for business, we're growing. We're getting more inventory. We're getting larger inventory. She's getting life of the parties ranks that is giving her free pieces, which is also another advantage. And then, of course, we have a pretty large team that's, for the most part, active and rocking it. So, out of all of those nickels and dimes that I collect from all of the people that are working their teams and making those dollar bills, right? Because they've got to make a dollar for me to get that nickel and dime. It all comes together, and I pay our household bills with those nickels and dimes. Sorry, I had a bit of a coughing fit there. Go ahead, Christina.
So I had hamburger all over my hands. No, you're good. I just want to say that I'm super, super proud of you guys. I know I haven't known you very long because I've only been with Paparazzi for a little bit, but hearing her story and hearing your story and how you guys are making it, hearing Marissa's story and everything else, it is super inspiring and motivational, because that's where I want to be. It's so hard as a single mom with 3 kids and working, the hours that I work now. But I want to be there, and I think everybody does. It would just make everybody's life easier, and it's hard work. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very proud of you guys, and it's very inspirational, and I wanted you to know that.
Oh, thank you so much, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, I just want you to know that, of course, we are doing it because we have a why. We have a goal. We are on a mission to do those things that our why is doing it. So, a lot of people are recognition based and things like that, and that's fine. We are in it because we have goals, but I appreciate that recognition and that you recognize the hard work that we have. And my whole goal here is to let you see the reality of this business so that you can receive that same, not only recognition, but that power of being able to, provide for your family, provide for yourself, provide for your why. So, Marissa, I'm about to wrap this up here because we are a little over the hour, which is, kind of standard here. But I would like to see if you had anything you want to mention to everybody before we leave for our parting of the day.
Great talk today, guys. And I was glad that there was a few things that we could talk about and kind of help with. And sometimes we got to drag it out of you to talk about it. But I'm happy that we did. And I'm excited for the next month. The next time that we have a Zoom, it will be in a new month. And there's going to be a lot of things going on. So tune into the team page, pay attention to it this evening. Make sure to check your emails, paparazzi, if they will have anything new going on for September. It will come out at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, midnight Eastern. So watch your paparazzi emails and your team page, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Amen. And I just want to reiterate the fact that, you still have what we're looking at, probably another 6 hours or 7 hours or so of back office too. So don't forget, it's not over yet. Get those sales in there so that you can make that last minute purchase 10 minutes before the hour's up, and get in there and really see what you can do to hustle out those last minute sales, right? I mean, like, I would love to see you guys be able to take advantage of that boost. Like, even though you may or may not have hit your goals, the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that you need to utilize all the time available to you without giving up. You still have 7 hours. So regardless of whether or not you're going to hit your goals, you should still be using the 7 hours to your advantage and know that, hey, I still have 7 hours left. I may not have hit my goal, but I'm going to get farther in my goal than I'm at right now. So you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to do the challenge that's up in the daily task today. And I'm going to message some people and I'm going to do the Cinderella challenge. Even if it only gives me one extra order, it's one extra order that I didn't have, right? And then I'm also going to go out there and I'm going to try to get those wall drops and those speed lives and those lives. And I'm going to try to sell as much jewelry as I can before that time comes so that I can order as much as I can, so that I know that at the end of this month, I did everything that I could do to reach that goal. And then next month, I'm going to wash, rinse, and repeat. So with that being said, guys, I thank you so much for coming and joining us and having this discussion. I hope that it not only inspired you, but it taught you something, and it's bringing you to be that adulting, responsible business owner that you want to be. And if you are in here, I think you're in here for the long haul, and that is your ultimate goal. So continue working those goals, continue working your business, continue working your own personal development. And I hope that we can help you get there. So we're going to end with a prayer. Dear Lord, I just come to you once again, and we thank you so much for allowing us to be able to talk about these things. Some of them emotional, some of them are hard to talk about, some of them are not easy to deal with, and some of them make us reflect in ways, Lord, that we know that we don't typically do on our own. And we thank you so much for being able to put these positive thoughts out there, being able to speak our goals, and be able to have a way to get this done through you, Lord. Thank you so much, and all of your blessings and all of the things that you do for us on a daily basis. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
All right, everybody. Take care.